Hey, Brayden, how's it going, mate?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thanks, mate. Good. I guess firstly, mate, how do you feel like you're going in your second pre-season, and how's it compare to your first?
Yeah. So, yeah, big difference. I mean, being in all the drills, all the conditioning compared to last year, where I had to be really eased into it after surgery. So, yeah, big difference.
In terms of you getting an opportunity at the end of last season, I think it might have even been Nixie that said at one stage last year he didn't necessarily think at the start of the year that you would play footy by the end of the year when you did make your debut, and he was asked that before the showdown. Did you feel as though you came from a fair way back, and what was it that you were able to, push your way into the team by the end of it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was massively underdeveloped coming into the team, and just kept knocking on Nixie's door, asking all different questions about what I needed to do to get better, and a lot to do with Godsey, the sample coach, just to keep working away at all the different aspects of the game, and especially our game plan, just nailing that.
And we talk about a fair way back last season, but it seems like it's been a pretty rapid rise through you in general, mate. Not long ago, you were sort of playing at Happy Valley and sort of coming through the SFL there. Do you feel like it's all been a bit of a whirlwind for you in terms of how far back you've come from in that regard, not going through the programs?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Happy Valley is where I spent the majority of my childhood. The club's absolutely amazing, and it was a very quick rise from Happy Valley to South Adelaide, and then working my way up to the combine, and got a little bit of a taste of the state kind of program, but not a lot. And then to get to the Crows it's all happened very quickly.
Happy to handle it around.
No worries. Hazy at 7.
Yep. Thanks, Reece. How are you, Brayden? You going all right, mate?
No, I'm good, mate. How are you?
Good, thank you. Mate, just on top of what Maddie said, we keep on speaking or hearing from people internally at the club talk about some of the tricks you've got and how exciting you are. So this year, with all the things that you can do, what can I suppose us and fans expect would be your sort of point of difference?
Point of difference from this year to last year, or just as a player in general?
Just you in general as a player.
Yeah, well, I've always prided myself on my skills. I mean, it's probably where I've got to where I am now. Just, really consistent with that. And hopefully, with the big pre-season I've had, I'll be able to, kind of use it more often and more consistently.
What's it like, this young group coming through? We're looking at Schomburg and Scholl and some of these other blokes, and you're probably in the same group, a genuine bunch of young blokes coming through who's been tagged as the future. It must be exciting.
Yeah, that's the perfect word. We know the talent we've got, and really looking forward to what the group can bring as we get a bit more experience and start to gel.
I mean, as you guys have been smashed by COVID, what's it like trying to live your life knowing that COVID could be just around the corner and you could be away from training any second for a number of days? Yeah,
I mean, the boys are pretty disciplined, and it's kind of just I don't know, just a bit of a what's the word? Just got to be cautious and never know what's around the corner. Really, just got to really stay away from it, I guess.
Are you living a cautious lifestyle? Do you have to?
No, not really. It's not really cautious. It's just, don't go out and do anything silly. Just look after yourself, really. So, I still get to go see all my friends and family, and lifestyle isn't cautious at all.
Excellent. Thanks, mate. I'll give it back to you, Reece.
Thanks, mate. Josh at 9.
Yeah, g'day, Brayden. How you going?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thank you, mate. What's Nixie said to you about your rawness as a footballer? I know, Matt spoke earlier about maybe there probably wasn't an expectation for you to play last year. Is there a part of your sort of instinctive game that he sort of said to you that he'd like you to keep and not lose as you become a more sort of disciplined AFL footballer?
Yeah, I mean, Nixie loves talking about each player's weapons, and your weapon is pretty much what you bring to the club and what sets you apart. And yeah, he obviously you get drafted for a reason, and he wants you to really keep your weapon, and just kind of keep working on it and get even better. And yeah, definitely doesn't want you to stray away from that. And there's obviously been other aspects that I've needed to work on, like my body. I needed to really develop a lot quicker than some people, and yeah, that's how he kind of goes about it.
As someone who's developing on a wing, I imagine you would have spent a fair bit of time learning off guys like Paul Seaton. Have you had much to do with him over the last month? It was good to see him jogging this morning.
Yeah, it was. He got out on the track, and he's moving real well. But he's been massive for me. Just massive role model to look up to. He's a great wingman and a great bloke.
Yeah, great. So what's that been like? It must have been a bit tough for you then, mate, to see him sort of have a bit of uncertainty about his football.
Yeah, I think the club's just taking a real cautious approach to it because concussion's nothing to mess around with. So we just he's a really important player for us, and as soon as we can get him back out on the track, it's better for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I heard you speak on a Q&A or something last week that you're having a bit of a play with maybe spending a bit more time forward this year. You're trying to add a few goals to your arsenal?
Yeah, well, not really. I mean, I was playing that role last year pretty much, but I think, especially in the sample, I played a lot more forward than I did in the AFL, and I think in the Melbourne game I went forward for a little bit. But, nothing really new, but just trying to perfect those two roles.
Great. Thanks, mate.
No, good.
Max at Channel 10.
Nah, Reece at Shakesy. Sorry about that. And Brayden, sorry about that before. Complete boomer moment there with me not muting. What's been the biggest thing for you over this preseason? You spoke about trying to sort of build up an AFL body. Has that been the main goal for you? Yeah,
definitely. Working really hard on that. A few different aspects like your diet, conditioning, and just, really sticking to it. So that was, probably my biggest thing was just getting my body right and, getting my fitness level a lot higher.
Is that something hard to adjust for a teenager or for someone in there that's still just developing and just having to get those diets and become a professional footballer?
I suppose it could be, but I haven't found it too difficult. I mean, just got to keep checking in with the nutritionist and, just staying accountable.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Cheers.
Jack at the Intersector.
G'day, Brayden. Thanks for your time. Just sort of follow up on that more in terms of your short-term goals throughout this pre-season. What sort of role in particular are you feeling like you're developing into just for this 2022 season with the Crows? How do you see yourself getting into that round one team?
I've been heavily training that wing role, as I was saying before, and there's a bit of a competition for those spots, and there's nothing wrong with a bit of a healthy competition, but I'll just put my best foot forward and try to prove to the coaches why I should be playing.
And is there any we were talking about Paul Seaman before, but is there a specific member of the senior group that's probably taken you under their wing sort of throughout your early days at the club and in your career that's helping you like show you the ropes and whatnot?
The group that we have at the moment is absolutely amazing with things like that, and yeah, I think early on I lived with Tom Duday for a bit, and yeah, he was massive for me. Just looking out for me and kind of just showing me the ropes as you said, and Chase Jones, spent a bit of time with him, which has been real good.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers.
Any other last questions before we wrap it up?
Yeah, I just was going to go back in. What was it like debuting in a showdown, Brayden? Obviously, a massive game in this state, and I'm guessing a bit of a baptism of fire.
Yeah. Debuting in a showdown was very special. I've grown up as a Pro supporter, so knowing that rivalry ever since I was a kid, getting to go into the games and seeing the atmosphere, and getting the opportunity to play in front of it was something I'll never forget.
It must have been pretty special if you grew up a Crow supporter then to debut in that sort of game. Was it a pinch yourself type thing when it happened?
Yeah, I remember myself on the sideline just before I was about to run on, and I was probably more puffed at that moment, with the heart rate going through the roof. At any time during the game, I was it was an amazing moment.
And just one last one from me, mate. You last year re-signed sort of early, like only 1 year in. Obviously, must be pretty happy with where you're at and where things are going. Can you just talk us through that decision to add another 2 years in your first season?
Yeah. I mean, it was a bit of a no-brainer. Growing up a Crow supporter, and then spending the last year absolutely loving my time here, and I think just the confidence that Nixie has in the team, and the confidence that some of the older boys and pretty much the whole squad has in the team. It's just amazing to see, and to see so many boys sign on last year. Yeah, like I said, it was a no-brainer.